Yo, 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 what's going on? Matty Day Trade's back at it again for a weekly watch list. We have been on fire. Market's been tough. I hope everyone's been doing well. Let's jump into this. A lot of times I notice people struggling is the retest phase, whether it's breakout, retesting to the downside, or if it's breakdown, retesting to the upside, right? This is where people always struggle. And in this market, we're kind of seeing the breakdown. We saw that retest phase on very low volume. Now we're coming down, right? First guy here is Amazon. Didn't quite get the monthly trend breakdown here, but we did get a nice supply test coming down. Um, Weekly here, as you can see, really you have imbalance and a retest back at that 125 level. You have this one wick here at 129, but under that 125 is wide open, 125, 122.72. This play is beautiful. Some may have entered, on the breakdown of trend, targeting that support gap. Support, acts as trend acts as support or resistance. So this level would be my trigger trade here. Um, if you play trend, look for profits there, right? Got a nice bounce. Now we broke down. Really, our 132.40 was swing entry, and our risk levels that 130.75, and that thing opens up really on the daily here. Again, PA is ridiculously thin. So under 130.75, these things 129 opens up the gates to 125.76 very fast. Under 125.76, we can see that 120.85 we mentioned, you know, really get rid of that. And this actually, yeah, and this thing can head to like 117 fast. Um, Big tech, the dollar, these things can't keep running together. So I'm really excited here on the downside. Again, these bigger time frames, breakout retest, a beautiful gap fill to 122.88. I'm not even looking at upside. I mean, if market bounces 132.40, I'd look for short side again. Besides that, I'm not interested. The second name here is Tesla. Again, me versus Joe Schmo, Mr. Fancy Pants, knowing every damn pattern, every damn indicator, but he's okay. I'd rather, three, four patterns that I'm just an absolute assassin at, a goddess of all, or a god of all gods. So I love pennants because I don't care which way they go, right? I just want the move up or down, right? So really here, Tesla, nice breakout, retest, broke the new high, put in new highs. Now we're basing. But when I'm looking at this chart, this thing's, we kind of ripped up realistically without stopping. I mean, the weekly here, honestly, it's got all my old work from the split. A weekly could be a potential head and shoulders here, but when I'm looking at this is screaming at me. I mean, where is your retest on Tesla here? It's somewhere down here, right? And again, PA, what happens in these levels? Straight up, straight down, straight up, a little bit, a chop here, straight up, straight down, right? So this thing looks real explosive to the downside. Um, 287.40, and then your risk off where we really flood 285.30 under 285.30. I'd like to target the bottom of this pattern somewhere at 280, under 280, 275 opens the gates to, I'm not calling anything crazy, but that 260 level, right? Um, like for the upside, maybe go I don't want upside here, honestly. I mean, look for a reset. I just don't like upside here, actually. So, um, I was going to give you a upside target. I mean, no way in Hoozy, but trend test somewhere at 300. Look for a bounce to reject at 300. And then instead of the, trigger at 287, no, instead 287.47, that look, take profits there and then use those other levels, the 285.70 and so forth. um, Tesla, Amazon, SQ is another one that looks great. It's kind of been ripping here. It got some bad news. It ripped some more. SQ is one of those stocks where I only look to short. I try to find something and find it again. This monthly box we identified on Twitter, 83.40 essentially gives you 59.70, right? That's a wild range. I'm not saying it happens this week, but, continue downside. This box is saying, 83.40 to 59.70, and we're under our threshold at 71. Under 71 basically is the green light to 59. I'm a firm believer in find something and do it again, right? These massive weekly trends, right? Trend breakdown, massive move. This bear flag, trend breakdown, massive move. We're back to this trend breakdown, and again, look at price. What does it do under 69.60? Say, first time it well, when I broke down the first time, it saw 64. Second time, it saw 64.60. Third time, 64.60. Fourth, 55.72. Fifth, 51. Six, 59.70. Right, so you get the idea, right? This 69.60 is a direct shot at this 59.70. We have a nice trend breakdown here. The daily, it looks a little prettier here where we kind of bounced 69.60, 59, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now you're getting this trend breakdown here. And if you get a bounce here, 74.55, watch out for the short side. If that breaks, 76.44 is possible, and then 79. But I'm all over the short side. 69.60, 66, under 66 can flood fast. 63 gives you that 60, 59, 70 bounce, and then that low of our trend is at 56 if this market continues to bleed. I love shorting SQ. She's my girl. Another one we've been absolutely nailing here is Zoom, right? This monthly, we've cleared, our threshold. We're trying to get this prior low, and then under the prior low, this thing can see 65 and 60. Watch out. Monthly time frames, these take time to evolve, but you heard that number, right? So this weekly, again, parrot, pennant. I don't care which way they go. This is a bear pennant, but if it broke to the upside, awesome. Broke to the downside, we broke that threshold at 97, clocked our 89.66. Now we're right at this prior low here. If this prior low here breaks, right, I'm getting my levels from, all the way back here. Why is that red? Yuck. Something like around, this would probably be better demand because you could get some bounce off that like 76 level. But this is kind of what I'm looking for. If this bounces, it may go retest that 89.66. Again, short bounces. I'm looking for a breakdown of this prior low at 79, and really 76, 73 are real targets. Long term, I want this thing at 60. There were a lot of names here. Twilo, bigger time frames. This thing looks like, she's ready for 30s. We broke this prior low. Now we're attacking this prior low, which happens to be our prior all-time high. This is at 67.50. Under that, this thing goes to 62.25. 62.25 opens the gates, and I'm talking, 36 here, right? So we got our 77 breakdown, moving down nicely to our prior low here. If you get a retest at 74 or even 77.30, awesome. I don't know if it comes, but this is what I'm looking at. Play Friday's low at 72.18 breakdown, targeting that prior low 68, and then that 62.34, under 62.34. Say goodnight to this thing. She's going back down like all these other shop, Netflix, Zoom, Affirm, add it to the list, right? In terms of chips and stuff, Nvidia, had I don't know if it was the bill or whatever. When I'm looking at this monthly, this thing looks like it has a date for one. Well, really we need 156.20 to clear. Under that, this thing has a date with 146. Weekly could be double top or inverse head and shoulders. 160.41 risking 156. Under 156, what happens to price? We tend to see 146 pretty fast, or 160.46 bounce, and I mean this thing could see 167, 168 pretty fast. um, 168.74 would be a nice retest of our breakdown. Under that level, right, look what happens to price when this level breaks down. Boom, 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 right? Let's see what happens here. um, but I like this to the downside for sure. Easy, easy, easy trigger trade here. You can see this threshold, like where is this thing ready to jump off the cliff? Nice daily breakdown up here. Breakdown, retest, new low, right? This thing 146, 140, 54, but we know 164 is going to be a brick wall, and then that real bounce at 155, 154 level. Snow made some incredible moves. Um, you know, this monthly is a breakout. Weekly is retesting some serious supply. Again, look what happens to these levels. Snow rejecting, this 208 area, and it had no retests. So 187's open, gap down to 163. But if this clears 208.30, this thing can move 215 fast. We still have that gap filled at 224. We know how Snow moves. She moves crazy. I would personally wait for 192.45 to break down. Sees 187, gap 184.80, 178.23, whatever 30, and then this box is really 187.30, opens 172. I'd love to see something like that. Target never holds these damn gaps, right? My daily is messy. We play this a lot. Monthly, same thing. Retested. That supply there, I want to go see a tested trend at 145, 146 somewhere. Breakdown, retest, weekly falling wedge. This thing has a date with 155. If 155 goes, 150 comes. 150 is a nice reactant level. Be careful there. But if it opens up 144, 138 can come pretty fast. I actually really like Tarjay. I have like UPSD, Roblox, these growth names. UPSD, just an idea here. Look at this monthly. This thing looks like she's ready to crater to $10. Nice weekly H pattern here. That all-time low at 22.60. We got a nice bounce 22.60 to 37.66. So we're going to be reacting here, but that's also retesting the breakdown level. So is this, breakdown, retest, new low, put us at 15.10. Roblox, nice major big boy breakout. Now she's failing, right? The monthly here, definitely not a pretty candle. Nice reversal being put in from those lows, but this weekly, possible inverted head and shoulders, but this 53.63 smackdown, it is now under retest level. Is this a failed breakout? Possible. Roblox, Snow, Zoom, SQ NVIDIA. Yeah, so I mean, I've posted about banks. Banks look, um, you know, GS looks like she wants 330 and under. There's a lot of names out there, right? These breakdown retest, HD fake out, awful candle. XPEV's another one. This thing, nice weekly breakdown targeting those all-time lows. Netflix does not look good. Smack down that gap at 248. Price is real thin to 200. We've already made a nice move down. Nice daily breakdown here. It looks like it broke its prior low and has a date with 212, and then that 203 comes fast. And that's really it. I mean, this thing slices 220. It's on its way to 212, 203. We went over NVIDIA, just beautiful, beautiful. Microsoft, a lot of these names I've been talking about, nice, beautiful breakdown retest under the box here. Apple, weekly breakdown here. And again, PA, this was an absolute ripper, dipper, ripper, right? So, all right, guys, let's bank this week. Let's get it. Like, subscribe, share if you enjoyed, and let's get it.